Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy, my channel is Finding Value. And if you guys are looking for financial education, if you got questions about the markets, if you're looking for undervalued investment opportunities, click subscribe. Join our community. Let's ride this thing higher together. Let's crush it. So I'm reading through the comments. I like this question, and I don't necessarily have the answer. And I want everyone to respond to this in the comment section on what you guys think. Who hits $50 first, silver or uranium? And John says uranium here. But put below in the comment section what you guys think is going to hit first. Are you, and on top of it, what do you think is going to ultimately have a higher price? Uranium at the end of the bull market or silver during this bull market? Just during the bull market. What's going to go higher, silver or uranium? Put in the comment section which one you think will hit $50 first and which one will have a higher ultimate price, either per ounce or per pound. So here's the charts. I've got the charts here. Get my ugly mug out of here. So here's silver price. This is the chart pattern that it has. This thing is massive. Massive. This thing looks fantastic. Now, when's it going to break? I don't know. I don't know when this thing's going to break. It's still putting in work. We're still in the pattern here. This is a gigantic pattern. And just to show you, this is a logarithmic. You know what? Let's do this. The pattern height is roughly this. So if you were to do a projection on it, the projection on a logarithmic chart goes way up past. I think this will probably be some hundreds of dollars, maybe $400 an ounce, maybe something like that, 500, 600. It could go to 1,000 if you get enough people all piling in at the same time, which very well could happen. You could see a massive short squeeze. And I actually think more people would pile in the further it goes up. So the pattern here is massive. The ultimate top during this commodity bull market will be, I think, very high. The timing, I don't know. I think it's going to probably do this. If the real estate market were to decline, I think it's got about two or 3 years after that. So I'm going to say 2030 to 2031. I know that seems a little bit late. It could be 2028. It's somewhere between 2028 and 2031. In that window, I think we're going to see an ultimate peak, and it's going to be higher than what most people predict for silver. Here's uranium. This is a long-term chart for uranium going back to the 90s. It came up. There's your big move. Now, the difference between uranium and silver here, and I know I've got a lot of investors here. Silver it's going to buck you. I mean, you're going to be throwing all over the place. If you look at this move from the 40s through 50s as it goes up, I mean, there are some really earth-shattering pullbacks that are going to test your strength and holding power over silver, because this was a multi-year pullback that declined rapidly and quite deep. Then it just rockets higher. It pauses for a little bit and then rockets higher again in the early 70s to 1980. So this move in the middle would have also shaken out a lot of people. And then it just, I mean, this is like a turbo graph here as the RPMs go up. And then we had that period where it kind of came down and whatnot. But even here, it went up and shook everyone out before it really had a peak. So the silver price and riding it higher, I think, is going to be a more difficult ride than, say, something like a uranium. Now, uranium, once uranium started to move, I mean, it was like game on. It is over. This price is going higher. And we see a massive squeeze moving up. Then we've gone into this consolidation period, and we're about to break again. We broke the downtrend. It goes sideways. The momentum slowed. It's grinding higher. And at some point, it's gonna explode. Explode to the upside. I'm not going to be left out. I'm going to be sitting in these companies just holding on. Now, which one's going to break 50 first? If I were to guess, man, this is going to be really close. I think we could even have a pullback no, this is going to be close. I think we'll hit 50 on both next year. I don't know who's going to be first. I think uranium is going to outperform silver quite dramatically, but I don't know who's going to hit the actual 50 mark first. Once uranium goes, I think it's going to be a pretty good move, and I think we're going to blow through 140. I think it's going to be big. Now, this is a super long-term chart from Energy Fuels I got. If you look, both of these bull markets were very steep and very quick. This one, it took off a little bit after, let's say 70, 71 was kind of the expansion phase. It was a little bit after. This was 73 to about 74, 75, and it just took off. I mean, you went from like $30-something all the way to 176 a pound, inflation adjusted. Just a massive move in a very short period of time. So I think that uranium probably has greater potential and also greater rewards in a shorter period of time in uranium over silver. But silver, if you were to take the physical metal, I think has lower risks than anything. That's probably one of your lowest risk investments that you could possibly take, with a whole bunch of upside. So your risk-adjusted returns could be very good in physical silver, but I think the uranium mining companies and royalty companies are going to outperform probably everything in the market. They'll smoke Bitcoin like it's nothing during this next bull market in uranium. So on a long-term perspective, I think silver is going to do incredibly well, especially physical metals. You're outside of the system. There's very low risk with physical metals. It's probably the best risk-adjusted return out there is physical gold, silver, and platinum. Uranium's probably going to produce one of the largest returns of any commodity there is. I've been piling into uranium recently because the valuations are still incredibly cheap, and the mining companies I think are going to do incredible things. And I'm trying to capture everything in the sector, because if somebody finds something during this uranium bull market, I think that they're gonna go through the roof too. Silver, I also own a lot of silver. I own a lot of gold. That's more of a long-term play. And in some of my areas, I am forced to buy mutual funds, which really doesn't have uranium in it. So I went more with a gold, silver, copper kind of fund versus something else. But I think it's going to be a very close race. I think they'll both pierce $50 probably next year is my guess. And if I were to put a guess on it, I'm going to go with early next year for silver, and uranium could be right behind it. It's going to be so close that they're going to cross 50 very close to each other. I'm going to say within 6 months of each other. That's going to be my guess. And I don't have a crystal ball. I'm just guessing. Let me know what your guys' guesses are. Put it in the comment section. Let's blow up the comment section on this one. Everybody reply. Put in the comment section what price you think, silver or uranium or both, whatever you want to put in there. Put the maximum peak that you think it's going to hit and when it's going to cross $50, either an ounce or pound. Let me know. I'm quite interested to know what you guys think. Thanks for listening. This is Finding Value.